You have these toxic friends and they are still in your life. What the fuck are you doing? If someone has a bad influence on you, you ain't gonna let them stay with you. What the fuck are you doing, man? Come on. In this video today, we're gonna be changing that forever. We're gonna be talking about how can we be selective with our friends. How can we know, okay, this person I want in my life. And how can we make sure that we can actually get those friends out of our lives in a nice and respectful and good manner, which sits well with us. Now that we've gone over a little bit of an intro, let's instantly start with a story of mine. I used to have a bunch of friends. I still have a bunch of friends, but I used to have a different friend group, which I was with a lot. I had multiple friend groups, but this friend group was my main group. But they had a bad influence on me. And I decided to cut them out of my life. But I didn't know how to do it, because they're still nice people. I still think to this day, they're nice people. But they had a bad influence on me. So, how was I able to get rid of them? Well, it's very easy. Let's begin. How can you actually get rid of the people? Well, I personally like a natural approach. Because it makes sure that it doesn't sit wrong with you and it sits right with them. So, this way is actually just focusing on yourself. It sounds really easy, but if you focus on yourself, be like, why are you doing this? Or they're gonna be complaining or that kind of stuff. But if you keep on persevering, keep on not looking at them, or not going to their parties, not going out drinking with them, not going out smoking with them, if you stop the bad habits and stop actively engaging with them, they will stop doing that as well with you. So you will get slowly away from them. You'll push this line further and further away until you know each other. If you see each other at some place, you're seeing each other on the street, you say, hey, how's it going? And then you move on. So you still know them, but they're not your friends anymore. You've cut them out of your life. And that's personally the way I would recommend doing it. Start slowly by just focusing on yourself, as I previously mentioned. So how do you actually do this? Well, during your, let's say, I'm personally talking about the experience with, for example, school. So let's say you have a break and you're reading a book, for example. Like, if they come sit there, you don't have to say like, oh, hi. You can just keep on reading because you're busy with that. If you're done with school, instead of saying, oh, I'll be at the club, or oh, I'll be drinking with you guys. If they ask you, hey, we want to go drink, and you're like, no, man, not for me. So you respectfully decline them. You stop going to these outings with them. You stop drinking, stop going to these activities, and you actually start working on yourself, because that's the important part anyway. And while you're doing this, you will also get rid of the toxic people out of your life. Like, the people who actually matter will be interested in what you do. They'll be like, hey, what you're doing? Because I had this too. I was actually blatantly surprised by a friend of mine. Because he actually went like, oh, hey, what you're working on? Oh, that's great. Man, that sounds really good. Oh, you can also do this. Maybe this is a good problem. He instantly started going, giving me good examples. He was like supportive. He was a good friend. And then I even discovered an actual friend by focusing on myself. So that's the first tip I want to give you guys. Focus on yourself. Because that way the toxic people will naturally flow away and the positive people will actually flow to you. So that's my first tip. Focus on yourself. Then the second thing, how can I get these positive friends? As I've just discussed, focusing on yourself actually helps pull the people you already know, which are good friends, towards you. But how can you get real good friends? Well, while you're connecting with people, while you're talking to them and that kind of stuff, scan them out a bit. If you're hearing great stuff from them, like, oh, I've been going to the gym, point. You have to see this like this. Get a point system, and if they reach a certain amount of points on your score, like, it sounds really complicated, but just think, hey, this person has a lot of great qualities, which I personally also want to achieve. So that means that if I hang out with them, because the average of the 5 people you hang around with the most is what you're gonna be. Like, you won't notice it, but their positive points and their bad points will rub off on you. So if they have great points, if they're working on themselves, if they're busy with their business, that kind of stuff, then it will improve you as well. So when picking your friends, when looking for friends, you can just be nice to everyone. But if you notice, hey, this person has great qualities, or is doing this and this and this, or is going to the gym, is working on their business, is meditating, is doing push-ups every day, I don't know. Just a bunch of great things which you think are important, because that's important too. Like, what are your values and what do you really value in your friends? Because that's what you're redefining. In this tip, you're redefining what are my friends, what do I want them to be, and what do I want them to be like. What are my ideal friends, your absolutely ideal friends, and start looking for those qualities. They don't have to be like picture perfect 10 out of 10 friend, but they can just be like an 8 or 7, and you can work them up. Like you can get them in, like if they're open to improving themselves, that's already massive, because that way you can actually help them improve, and they can become that 10 out of 10 friend. Or maybe you are lucky and you find this 10 out of 10 friend. So it's all about this balancing act of your values, which you find important, and then looking for those in other people. So yeah, I'm gonna recap real quick about what I just said. So first tip to cut people out of your life is make sure to flow it naturally. Focus on yourself and they will naturally go away. And the second tip is, how can I get friends? Well, just make sure to, when you're looking for friends or when you're looking at people or talking with people, start keeping a track of their good habits and their qualities, and see like, okay, how does this align with my values? And that way you can make great friends, find the right friends, and keep the right friends. So yeah, that was a real quick video. Thank you guys for watching. Stay hard, work hard, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.